Today, we're going to break down the massive algorithm update that has totally flipped the script on meta advertising. So if you're running ads on Facebook or Instagram, you're going to want to stick around. We're about to hand you the new playbook for what's actually working right now and for the next few years.
So let me ask you something. Have you had that feeling lately where your ad campaigns just aren't working like they used to? Maybe your costs are creeping up, but your results are just, falling off a cliff. You're spending all this time tweaking audiences, and it feels like you're just not moving the needle.
Well, here's the thing. It's probably not your fault. And this is a big but, everything you thought you knew about running ads on Meta is pretty much obsolete. The entire system has been rebuilt, and the old rules, they just don't apply anymore. That's right. The old playbook, the one where you'd spend hours and hours carefully building the perfect audience with just the right interests and lookalikes, it's dead. Let's dive into exactly why those old strategies are failing so hard right now. And this slide right here perfectly sums up the massive shift. You see, it used to be our job to tell Facebook exactly who to target. We were the masters of targeting. Now, our job is totally different. We just give Meta a clear goal like get me sales and a bunch of good ad creative. The AI does all the heavy lifting, finding the best audience for us. The control has completely inverted. So, what's actually powering this crazy change? Well, it's a super sophisticated new AI brain that has completely rewired the entire platform. Say hello to Andromeda. That's the name for Meta's new AI powerhouse. And its entire purpose, its whole reason for being, is to use machine learning to match your ad creative to the perfect user. It's looking at what people are doing in real time and what your ad is about, which makes all that old-school static interest targeting almost useless. Now, what's so wild about Andromeda is that it's always learning. It's like a perpetual motion machine of testing. With every single ad impression, it's figuring out who's clicking, who's actually buying, and who's engaging. But here's the catch, and this is absolutely critical. The AI can only get smarter with the data you give it. If your conversion tracking is a mess, you're basically starving the system of the info it desperately needs to find you more customers. Clean data is everything now. And make no mistake, this isn't some optional feature you can just ignore. Full automation is the new standard. The minute you open Ads Manager, you'll see Advantage Plus campaigns are pushed front and center. Meta is basically forcing everyone onto this AI-driven system. So trying to fight it with a bunch of manual controls, it's just a recipe for failure. Okay, so this brings us to what is probably the single most important point of this entire breakdown. If the AI is handling all the targeting, what's left for us marketers to actually do? Well, the answer is a concept that I like to call the great inversion, and it changes everything about how you need to think about your ads. 80%. Just let that number sink in for a second. In this new world, 80% of your campaign's success is determined by your ad creative, the videos, the images, the words you write. Your ability to make someone stop scrolling is now way, way more important than any audience setting you could possibly choose. This means your entire role has changed. You've got to stop thinking like a technical, behind-the-scenes media buyer and start acting like a creative strategist. Your new job is to feed the Andromeda AI a steady stream of creative options, give it clean conversion data to learn from, and just run a ton of fast experiments to see what people actually respond to. Now, part of feeding the AI good data starts right here, with your campaign objective. It's simple. If you want sales or leads, which, let's be honest, is what most of us are after, you have to choose the sales or leads objective. If you choose traffic, guess what? The AI will get you exactly that, a ton of cheap clicks from people who love to click but never ever buy. You have to tell the AI what you really want. And look, when we talk about creative, we really have to talk about format. The overwhelming majority of ad space on Facebook and Instagram is now vertical video. The platforms are built around reel-style content, so if you're not making ads specifically for that tall 9:16 phone screen format, you're missing out on the best, highest-performing spots. Okay, we've talked a lot about the what and the why. Now let's get down to the how. Here is the actual, actionable playbook you can start using today. All right, here's the new strategy.
Number 1, creative volume. You need to be aiming for 5 to 10 new ads every single week. 2, broad targeting. Seriously, no interests, just age, location, that's it. Let the AI do its job. 3, optimize for conversions, always, always, always. 4, video first. Lead with that vertical, real style creative. 5, test fast, kill fast. Give a new ad 5 to 7 days. If it's not working, turn it off and move on. And finally, number 6, scale smartly. When you find a winner, increase the budget slowly, about 20 to 30% at a time. Now, just as important as knowing what to do is knowing what not to do. So let's quickly run through the most common mistakes that will absolutely tank your campaigns in this new AI-driven world. First up, stop over-targeting. When you layer on all these interests and behaviors, it's like you're tying the AI's hands behind its back. You're telling the world's most powerful matching engine that you know better. Trust me, you don't. Go broad and let it find your people. Mistake number 2 is what I call creative starvation. If you only give the algorithm 1 or 2 ads to work with, it has no options. It can't learn, it can't optimize, and your performance is going to flatline real fast. You have to feed the machine. Next up, and this one is huge, please stop optimizing for clicks. This sends the absolute worst signal to the AI. You are literally training it to find people who are good at clicking links, not people who are good at buying your stuff. You'll get a bunch of traffic, but zero return. And finally, you gotta have some patience. Every single time you make a big change to a campaign, the AI's learning phase completely resets. If you're in there tinkering with it every day, you're never giving it a chance to actually get smart and optimize. You have to let it learn. So let's just boil this all down. What are the key takeaways? First, the Andromeda AI is running the show. Your job is to work with it, not against it. Second, your creative is now 80% of your success. And third, your strategy needs to be simple. Go broad with your targeting, always optimize for real business results, and focus on the volume and speed of your creative testing. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As the AI completely takes over the technical side of buying ads, the skills that truly matter are changing. So you have to ask yourself, is the key to unlocking growth on Meta no longer about finding the best media buyer, but about finding the best creative strategist?